Before we start this episode, here's a quick preview of what's coming. Want to build your own business but don't know where to start? Hear from fellow young entrepreneurs and learn how they turn their passions into profit in this show from PragerU, The Hustle. Enjoy the rest of our free videos for all ages when you subscribe at PragerU.com.
What's up, guys? This is Sabrina Cardone, and today we are rolling into Las Vegas, Nevada, where a high school senior is turning homemade comfort food into a booming business. We're talking big flavor, big profit, and big ambition. This is The Hustle. La'Rell Wysinger is still in high school, but that doesn't stop him from running his own food truck out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
My name is La'Rell. I'm a 17-year entrepreneur, and I run my business, Chili Barkers.
When he's not in class, he's serving his signature product all over town. Chili, cheese, green onions, and a drizzle of sour cream, all served on top of a cornbread bundt cake.
People love that. It has the homey taste with the cornbread. It just has its own kind of feel to it.
La'Rell's been cooking since he was 12. Now he sells food creations from his trailer window. And by using 3 ingredients for business success, La'Rell's turning savory snacks into stacks of cash. In this episode of The Hustle, we'll see how La'Rell grew his business with the right amount of risk while managing the costs of operating a food truck without sacrificing product quality. Chili Barkers started with a craving.
It was kind of an after-school snack idea. The original concept for the business was supposed to be a chili cheese corn dog, but we didn't exactly account for how thick the batter was going to be versus the chili, so it kind of failed and we had to go back to the drawing board, thus coming up with the concept of the cornbread bundt cake and loading up with chili, cheese, sour cream, and green onions on top.
During the pandemic, La'Rell delivered door-to-door by car. When the time came to expand operations, La'Rell used a loan from mom and profits from the business to invest in his trailer.
My mom was a big factor in it, and the initial investment came from her and her bank account, and it came out to about $2,500 total. And I made sure that over time that we kept that in mind so I can pay her back eventually as the business grew in profit.
With the trailer in tow, La'Rell was able to go directly to customers while keeping overhead low.
Of course, I have to pay for my licenses and stuff, and I have to pay for staff and utilities, but the initial cost of having to pay rent every month is one thing that saves us a lot.
Festivals have the potential to bring a lot of customers.
They told us it was going to be 10,000 people and it's going to be this festival extravaganza. So I'm thinking, wow, I need to prep. So for 2 weeks straight, we were prepping straight cornbread, chili, buying product, and we were up late every night. But with a lot of people comes a lot of food trucks, and we didn't account for that. And we spent almost about $3-4K, and we only came home with $400. That was really a humbling moment when we really had to sit back and like, okay, we messed up. How do we bounce back from this? How do we learn from this? And we have learned. Now, every time we do a festival, we kind of calculate based off like percentages now.
This experience taught him about risk appetite. That's the amount of risk a business needs to reach its objectives. Too much risk can lose you money, but no risk means no growth at all. If you're an entrepreneur, risk appetite is a key ingredient. Managing it wisely takes sticking to goals, learning from your mistakes, and calculating the expenses and potential profits of every risk you take.
Anytime I have a festival like that now, I'm like, okay, this many people are probably going to eat the chili dog, and this demographic's probably going to eat the cornbread.
La'Rell learned fast. Now he plans out expenses and potential profits with business software. It's risk appetite seasoned perfectly.
We try to cost it out by what items are going to be most popular and try to make sure we have enough of that to the point where we're not overbuying or undercutting, because we don't want to sell out to the point where, okay, we missed out money because we sold out, but we don't want to overbuy to the point where we have too much product and we have to throw stuff away. So we kind of have to manage it by waste and how much we can save.
Now it's time to jump in the kitchen and turn up the heat.
And this is it,
wow.
my second home. Yes.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
This is beautiful.
So tell me about this truck. Like, how long did it take to build this out?
Okay, so it took us about 3 to 4 months and trying to just envision a regular plain utility trailer. The inside that we refurbished, it was me, my stepdad, and my uncle, and we kind of got the stuff from Home Depot.
Can we see the inside?
Of course, let's go.
Awesome, let's see it. Wow, this is very nice. So what are we looking at here?
So right over here, you have my preparatory station. So this is where I put all of my chili and everything that needs to be hot. Right here, this is where the chili goes. Our refrigeration system, this is where we keep all our cold stuff. That is our bread warmer. So if we ever need to kind of just put the cornbread there to stay warm, any miscellaneous things to keep warm, we can put it in there.
La'Rell's trailer is impressive. It's built to serve food, stock supplies, and keep employees cool in a compact space. Furbishing the trailer took work, and that's just the start of running the business. Purchasing supplies and inventory, cleaning the trailer, passing health inspections, and hauling it to different venues are all operating expenses. Operating expenses are the normal, ongoing costs of running your business. Every aspect of running a business takes resources. Losing track of those resources can ruin your bottom line. Building them into your business model is an important step.
So before you want to make any food on any kind of surface, you want to make sure you sanitize it first. So usually we clean it with our sanitizing bucket and we make sure every counter that we serve on is clean.
So I noticed you have an A on your window there.
Yes.
What does the process to get that look like?
They can either do a yearly inspection or they can do just a random pop-up inspection.
La'Rell, I have a confession to make.
What is it?
I've never had chili before.
No.
I've never had chili.
The door.
Okay, let's look in here.
Yeah, whichever one you think is the prettiest, that is
Okay,
yours.
this one's gorgeous. Look at
Yeah,
this.
look at that perfect crust right there. There you go. That's how you present it to the customers.
So we're gonna grab the cheese right here,
Sure,
sprinkle it
don't
like
be shy. Yeah,
that.
keep going. Go ahead and get as messy as you want.
Oh my gosh, this looks amazing.
And then
Don't be
shake it.
shy with this.
Take a few of them and do like small snippets.
Okay, so we're getting out the cheese.
Do you want to put some on top to your
Let's
food?
sprinkle some more. Gorgeous. From the chili itself to the sprinkled cheese, every step aims for taste and presentation.
Make them like rain.
Sorbet.
Like sorbet.
Okay, let's try it out now. Look at this, guys. This looks amazing. This is a good bite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you approve?
This is amazing. So you're getting like a little bit of sweetness from the cornbread paired with the saltiness of the chili. And then like the little freshness of the chives and the mildness of the sour cream. Like this is a perfect dish, I think.
That was a perfect
I
analysis.
think this is a perfect dish.
You should be a food analysis.
You know what? I think chili is my new favorite food.
Really?
As word spreads and the trailer rolls from location to location, Chili Barker's is winning customers. And La'Rell is working hard to keep each serving at the same high standard.
First, you want to just kind of greet them with a smile.
Hi! Hi there! Nice to see you here. Today we're serving supreme cornbread and the chili hot dogs.
Chili cornbread with bacon, please.
Okay, we'll get it for you right now. Awesome! Here you go. And wait, let me grab your utensil. Here you are.
Thank you, La'Rell. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Hey guys, how's everything tasting? Hi.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. So good.
What's your favorite part of the dish?
I really enjoy the cornbread.
Cornbread, that's a good
Yes.
answer.
Everything.
Like everything?
I love the chili. Oh my goodness. I have to go back for a second round.
I know, I've never tried chili before.
Really?
It's fantastic.
Well, yes. He makes this food amazing.
Yeah, that's a good, that's
Sorry, we gotta get back to work.
Sorry. Thanks guys.
Everybody, I'll see you later. Thank you so much.
That brings us to one more ingredient for success: quality control. Quality control means maintaining your products, testing them, and holding all of them to the same high standard. And the same goes for any new products.
Usually when we have like bigger festivals or events, we like to limit our menu. We'll either tell them you could choose from maybe 2 to 3 items and we'll limit the toppings. We'll either do cheese and sour cream or just cheese, and we want to make sure that I can get the stuff out fast and efficiently but still have the look that I want it to.
Comfort food is his bread and butter. Or should I say cornbread and butter?
I don't like to think of it as work. I like to think of it as a hobby that I have fun with. I'm running this for the rest of my life. So if I think of it as work, it'll eventually get played out and tired. But if I think of it as my hobby and what I love to do, then I keep that creative flow going.
Chili Barker's is growing. And just recently, La'Rell took a huge step which could mean big profits.
So I actually got a food contract with my school district. This allowed me to be an approved vendor to serve at the lunchtimes for just about any school in the Las Vegas area.
You're in high school. What do your friends think about you having this business?
My friends are very, very supportive, especially since now that I serve at my school. It's kind of funny, like every time I'm cooking, they're like, "Is La'Rell in there? Is La'Rell in there?" Like they're excited and they want to see me cooking.
Once he graduates, La'Rell won't just chill. He has big plans.
The next steps for me and for the business is to go to a culinary school. My major would be culinary and hospitality, understanding restaurant management through a field of learning different culinary expertise, learning how to manage people and myself. My whole goal with that is to make connection and expand, and of course, turn this chili business into something of a franchise.
So what did we learn today from La'Rell and Chili Barker's? To grow a business, especially a food truck business, you need to understand 3 ingredients: risk appetite, operating expenses, and quality control. How do you master them? Learn what risks you want to take and plan accordingly. Keep a careful eye on your costs and expenses and bake them into your business model. And once you have a product customers love, hold it to the same high standard every time. Stick to these principles and you'll have a recipe for success.
Thank you for watching this episode of The Hustle. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so that you never miss an episode. And if you're a young entrepreneur who's interested in coming on The Hustle, let us know at PragerU.com. Thank you so much, La'Rell, for telling us all about chili barkers.
No problem. I had an amazing time.
See ya!
Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Hustle. To make sure you never miss an episode, subscribe at PragerU.com. And for a deeper dive into business, economics, and financial literacy, check out our show Cash Course at PragerUKids.com.